G'day Internet. Introduced at the Las Vegas Consumer Electronics Show in January 1982, the Commodore 64 was an inexpensive and popular home computer. It used a 1 MHz MOS 6510 processor, which was based on the MOS 6502, a processor still in production today. It had 64 kilobytes of RAM, hence its name, which was a lot of RAM at the time. Released in Australia in August of 1982, the Commodore 64 was the first computer many Australians ever used or owned. By September 1983, it was sold in Australia for $499. The computer, which could use a television set as a display terminal, had a sound system, joystick ports, a cassette tape interface, floppy disk drive support, modem support, and printer support out of the box. Comparing this to the IBM PC, which at the time sold for $4,273, and you'd need to purchase add-on cards for sound, modem, printer, and joystick support. The Commodore 64 was manufactured in various forms up until 1993. In the 11 years of production, between 17 and 30 million was sold worldwide, making it the most popular early home computer by far. The model of Commodore 64 I have here is a Commodore 64C, released in 1986 and cost $399, and is a cost-reduced variant of the original, meaning it has less chips on the board and a cheaper to manufacture keyboard and a fancy new beige case designed to match the brand new Commodore 128, but it is functionally identical to the original. My particular computer was manufactured around July 1988. I've modified mine slightly by changing out the RF modulator for one designed by Mark from the Retro channel, adding some heatsinks to the chips in an attempt to increase longevity, and an aftermarket power supply to replace the so-called Def Brick, which was the original cheaply designed Commodore power supply. Now, let's have a look at how the Commodore 64 was sold to Australia.
The Commodore 64 Family Pack is the best way I know to introduce your family to the world of the future. The Commodore 64 is the world's largest selling computer with more than 7 million units purchased worldwide and the world's largest software base for education and entertainment. With this superb Australian reference book included, all for $399 at Commodore dealers now.
Are you keeping up with the Commodore? 'Cause the Commodore is keeping up with you.
And we're back. Next up, because it's Christmas, I'm going to run the first Commodore 64 Christmas demo from 1983, which contains Christmas screens for the Commodore 64 done completely with character graphics and sprites. Christmas Trees in Snow by Trip Denton of Philadelphia, all other screens by H. Rex Boucher, also of Philadelphia. Designed to be played in dealerships to advertise the Commodore 64, and today I'm running it on real hardware. So let's pop on over to our nearest Commodore dealer to see the screens live with music as part of the great Commodore Christmas celebration.